Question number 12, Julianne Genter.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My question is to the Minister of Transport. Can he confirm that Treasury advised ministers that his electric vehicle package will, quote, not be effective at encouraging the uptake of electric vehicles, representing low-value spending and a missed opportunity to prepare New Zealand for the widespread uptake of low-emissions vehicles?
The Honourable Steven Joyce.
Mr. Speaker, on behalf of the Minister of Transport, the Treasury did make that comment with the prefix, quote, in their view, close quote. But I have to say, if the member is looking to the Treasury as a potential ally in the electric vehicles category, then I must say she is likely to be quite disappointed.
Oh, really? Oh, we'll see.
Supplementary question, Julianne Genter.
Supplementary question. Given the Ministry of Transport estimated that there would be 64,729 electric vehicles in New Zealand by 2021 without government intervention, why did the Minister set a target of only 64,000 vehicles by 2021? And is it because the government doesn't actually plan to increase the number of electric vehicles?
The Honourable Steven Joyce.
Mr. Speaker, on behalf of the Minister of Transport, the question was actually in regards to Treasury advice, but nevertheless, the government is very keen to achieve the maximum number of electric vehicles that makes economic sense to do so by 2021, and we have a comprehensive package to ensure that that target is reached. If the member would like me to go through it, I'm more than happy to.
Point of order.
Point of order, Julianne Genter.
Mr. Speaker, my question was about the target that the government set and how it's lower than what the Ministry of Transport estimated would occur without government intervention.
On this occasion, I'll allow the member to repeat the question. If she could make it a little more concise, it would probably be easier, but the opportunity is there. Julianne Genter.
Given the Ministry of Transport estimated that there would be 64,729 electric vehicles in New Zealand by 2021 without any government intervention, why did the Minister set a target of only 64,000 electric vehicles, which would actually mean a reduction in the number of electric vehicles on what was expected without any government intervention?
The Honourable Steven Joyce.
Well, Mr. Speaker, on behalf of the Minister of Transport, as the question was directed to Treasury advice, I don't have that exact quote from the Ministry of Transport to hand, so I can't confirm the member's first part of the member's question. But in any event, whether it's 64,000 or 64,000 and change, that would be a lot of vehicles on electric vehicles by 2021, and the government is determined that that number be achieved, and that's why we have a package to make sure that it is achieved. If the member wants to debate what the target should be, more than happy to do that, but 64,000 is a long way ahead of where we are today.
Point of order.
Point of order, Julianne Genter.
I seek leave to table this document from the Ministry of Transport, which shows how many electric vehicles would occur without any government policy to encourage them.
I just need to confirm that it's not available on a Ministry of Transport website.
It is publicly available, Mr. Speaker, but it's very difficult to find. It's very difficult to find in the Ministry.
If it's publicly available, members who want it will find it. Supplementary question?
Yes, supplementary question.
Supplementary question, Julianne Genter.
Is it because his government's electric vehicle campaign doesn't really have any substance that he has now announced his electric vehicle fund on 3 separate occasions, including on the 5th of May, the 12th of August, and yesterday, the 14th of September?
The Honourable Steven Joyce.
Mr. Speaker, on behalf of the Minister of Transport, no, and I reject the assertion in the member's question. It is a comprehensive package which includes extending the road user charges exemption, which was the matter that Treasury was critical of, a new road user charges exemption for heavy electric vehicles, investigating with the private sector the bulk purchase of electric vehicles to bring more supplies into the country. That's a very important part of the story. Government agencies are coordinating the development and rollout of public charging infrastructure, $1 million annually to inform and promote the use of electric vehicles, up to $6 million per year to encourage and support innovative low-emission vehicle projects, allowing electric vehicles in bus lanes and high-occupancy vehicle lanes, reviewing tax depreciation rates.
Order. The general debate will start shortly. Supplementary question, Julianne Genter.
Given Treasury says in their advice that the money would be better spent on reducing the upfront price of electric vehicles rather than the unlikely to be effective initiatives that he just mentioned, why does his government not support the Green Party's proposal to exempt electric vehicles from fringe benefit tax, which would reduce the upfront cost of new EVs by a third?
The Honourable
Well,
Steven
Mr. Speaker,
Joyce.
on behalf of the Minister of Transport, Treasury's first best advice on these matters is not to do anything at all. And if that's the member's preference is to back Treasury advice, well then I just really do suggest to her that they are probably not the people to support the fringe benefit tax. But anyway, if she's keen on the Treasury, they have some other policies for her. They would encourage you to put interest back on student loans and also suggest that not...
We're now moving to an area that doesn't have much to do with the question. Order.
Point of order.
Point of order, Julie Ann Genter.
I seek leave to table this advice from the Treasury released under the OIA that says it's its view that money would be better spent directly subsidising the upfront purchase price of EVs.
The document's been described. Leave us sought to table it. Is there any objection? There is none. It can be tabled. Supplementary question, Sue Moroney.
To the Minister. Why did he choose such a tiny target for electric vehicles to be just 2% of New Zealand's vehicle fleet by 2021, given New Zealand needs to reduce carbon emissions by 30% and transport accounts for almost half of those emissions?
The Honourable Steven Joyce.
On behalf of the Minister of Transport, because electric vehicles are not the only way in which emissions will be reduced. And in fact, emissions are being reduced in all the rest of the fleet, if the member wants to listen, in all the rest of the fleet, they're being reduced because of the increasing fuel efficiency of New Zealand's wider vehicle fleet. So it's across a whole range of areas, and yes, you will see more electric vehicles. You will also see more hybrids. You will also see a range of different vehicles that have lower emissions, and that will help meet our target.
And that concludes